one of the hosts of the Giant Robot Comedy Night, the first Thursday of every month. And you can see him right now, right here, in this very spot. Please give it up for George Chen!
I need to shave this mustache right away. This is very bad for everyone. Crazy Rich Asians, #1 movie in America? You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm taking it. It's a win for all of us. It's a win. It's like I said when I first started pursuing my dreams 3 years ago. As Aquafina does, I do. As all a rising Aquafina raises all boats. That's what I like to always say. I know people are maybe like some haters are like, oh, why do they have to be rich? Why do they have to be rich? It's the worst economic inequality in America. And to them I say, well, I think Asians can actually relate a lot to the white working class of the Midwest. I got my slogan. It's like, hey, we had the first opioid crisis. Opioid origins. It's like the Wolverine movie. I like that now. My mom is always sending me emails like, do you know Aquafina? Do you know Constance Wu? Like, yeah, we definitely are like all getting coffee tomorrow. It's going to be great. We're definitely riding their pigtails to whatever. I like that also, it's a win for representation in the sense that, there's probably a bunch of people in the Midwest or wherever who, never met Asians, and, now they just think we're all jet-setting to Singapore, and that's definitely what I want. That's definitely a great way to do that. I think this is maybe the best time for Asians to stay invisible and not be the topic of discussion in the Midwest. I think that would be the best time for us to, not be part of... Okay. Speaking of movies, anyone here watching The Staircase on Netflix? Not me. I'm not watching that thing. It's a true crime thing that is 13 hours long. I'm not on a plane to Australia, you guys. Why are we... Also, don't we all want to get out of jury duty? This is what our entertainment is now. It's just basically solving a cold case on your weekend. That's what we all decided we're going to pay to do, is pay to be in a jury. Are we all cool with having podcasts and documentaries solve all our murders for us now? Is that something as a society we decided we should outsource to the private sector all our mystery solving? I don't like how commercial it is. I don't like how one day it's going to be like, well, I can't afford Hulu Plus. I don't know whether justice was served. One day, my uncle's found in a ditch. I guess Amazon Prime has to solve it for him. The show's called Amazon Prime Suspect. It's a 30-day trial, you guys. Hey, what's up? If one of you is accused of murder, probably you, I hope you can afford to get a lawyer with an MFA from Cal Arts or something like that. Someone who at least has Phil Glass's phone number or something. Gotta get that violin sound, you guys. Makes it sound innocent. I was told this was a Philip Glass crowd. Where's my glass holes at? Where are my glass heads? Alright, as usual, it is a John Cage crowd. I am doing 4 minutes of silence, guys. Okay, 4 people, right? I like that one day it's going to be this public execution sponsored by Squarespace. Which is ironic because the gas chamber is a cylinder. That's my best joke I have. That is my best. I spent the most time writing that joke. Pow, I just shit my pants. That's what executions are like. Yes. All right. Who's from California? Okay. You guys grew up with... I grew up in California. You grew up with the earthquake drills. You get under this bench, hopefully. We're outside. We're fine. Nothing too bad. Well, maybe not me. But it's a drill you get when you grow up in a place where there's something that you're afraid of. Imminent danger is going to happen. It's very eventual danger. There will be an earthquake. If you're younger than me, I assume all of you are, then you maybe grew up with school shooting drills, lockdown drills, which I have never experienced, but I think it's my understanding is you're at your school, an alarm goes off, and then you pretend there's a shooter, and then you just find places to hide. And that is not a good system for a drill, you guys. That is a bad system for a drill, for obvious reasons. Shooter goes to your school, right? They've been in the same drills as you. They know where to go now. You're just teaching them where the bodies are, where to get more booty. It's like the calls from inside the house, right? I keep talking about this. I have said this more than once on stage, and it always goes like that. One person did say to me, George, there's people that shoot up schools they didn't go to. And I'm like, well, what are you talking about? Those people are sociopaths. Like, we've all been to school before, right? You're going to shoot your own school first, for sure, right? Like, make it personal, Like, where's your school pride? Like, you only get one shot is what I'm saying. Okay. Okay, I'm going to try to make you like me. Y'all hear they're trying to make food with 3D printers? What? They're trying to make food with 3D printers. That's a thing, we don't know how a 3D printer works? Yeah. It's a hot glue gun, that is what a 3D printer is. It's a hot glue gun. So what they're trying to do is make a hot glue gun that shoots out flavors and proteins. That's a hot dog, you guys. You've all in the 3D printer food. That's a hot dog. It's real gross. We don't need Elon Musk making our hot dogs for us. I've tried to tell that joke before, and I accidentally said one time, I said, did you hear they're trying to make edible 3D printers? And people just looked like that, because that is not a thing yet. That's not a thing. The edible 3D printer, not a thing yet. But fun fact, because I'm going to keep talking about 3D printers for a while, guys. Food printer could make the replacement parts for itself. So you could make an edible 3D printer once you have a food printer. And then that food printer could make its own edible 3D printer. Guys, that's like the veal of printer meat, right? Make a printer turducken. Printer duckin. You guys, I thought you were on board with all these printer puns. I'm just doing it for 20 more minutes. I got a cartridge loaded. Here, I'm going to spew it out. Okay. Printed myself into a corner. I'll take your groan and raise it into a child. Okay, you like talking about gentrification? Is that a thing in Glassell Park? Any park? No, you don't like talking. Oh, here we go. I've thought a lot about it because I moved here from the Bay Area, and that's all we think about all the time. Thank you. There's typical signs of gentrification, typical sign of gentrification. There's all of a sudden there's a dog collar store in your neighborhood. It's like handcrafted stuff that should be for people, but it's for their pets instead. That's the first sign. Second sign is you live there. Got me thinking about the opposite of gentrification. I think I cracked the code on the opposite of gentrification. If you guys want to hear me out, I have the microphone. Opposite of gentrification, I think it's a Halloween superstore. It's a wave of people getting it. If you don't know what a Halloween superstore is, let me hit you to this chill business model. It's like, just open 1 month out of a year. And then you spend 11 months just warehousing witch hats. I don't know the technical name for a witch hat, but it is what their financial statements look like. And it's always in the empty, barren husk of a Borders or a Blockbuster, some other business that was destroyed by Amazon, It's sort of like the retail equivalent of salting the earth of your enemies so nothing else can grow there. My favorite thing about a Halloween Superstore, though, is it is also a costume for a building. And what are you supposed to be, little cutie pie? I'm the ghost of a formerly thriving retail district. Symbol of a vanishing American middle class. Now you're a sexy ghost of a vanishing American middle class. Guys, how long do you think it's going to be until all of Detroit is a Halloween superstore? Too soon! What is it, August? It's too soon for Halloween jokes, guys. Okay, I've been George. Good night. Bye.